I'd always prefer to show you features rather than just talk about them, but there are some features in 2010 that go beyond the scope of this course, including requiring additional network or enterprise services, so they just aren't conducive to demonstrating. In addition, a lot of them are kind of specialized, so not everybody, or at least the bulk of people who watch this, may not be interested. But that doesn't mean I want to leave you with any gaps in your knowledge. So I thought I'd take just a few minutes to list some of the additional functionality Excel 2010 can provide to you, kind of depending on your network and infrastructure configuration and the way that you actually use Excel. Some of these other enhancements include, first of all, the fact that it comes in a 64-bit version. Without getting into all the technicalities, that basically means, especially for larger, more complex sets of data and connections, it's going to be faster, and it also shatters that old 2 gigabyte memory limit that used to limit us no matter how much memory we had on our computer system. There are also some significant changes with functions and formulas. There are actually about 56 new functions, and there's a variety of reasons for this. One of them is that they really tried to get the naming and descriptions to be more consistent. So they actually changed the names of some of them, and then they also introduced some new functions and formulas as well. They also listened to feedback and went to great lengths, even working with 2 or 3 other companies in order to improve the mathematical, statistical, and financial calculation accuracy. So those types of calculations are now going to be more accurate than ever before. We also have had a new version of the solver introduced. If you haven't used the solver, it's basically a method for finding a value for a cell based on all types of variables in the inputs. The new solver has a revised interface. It also includes some new reports and a variety of other enhancements. So if you've used the solver, I think you'll like the new version that's included with 2010. One of the big things with 2010 is how we access our information. We can access it from a variety of places with a variety of devices, and remote access to Excel is no exception to that. But there are a couple of extra things that we should know about. First of all, like Word and PowerPoint and OneNote, we also have the Excel web app. This provides us internet-based worksheets that we can access and use using either SharePoint or the free Microsoft SkyDrive server space. That means that we can access things from a PC or a browser or with an enabled mobile device. One of the things, though, that's specific is something called Excel Mobile 2010. This is not part of the regular Office application suite. It is specifically designed, though, for Windows mobile-based smartphones. So if that's a concern for you and your organization, this is probably something that you want to take a look at. Both of these are going to allow us to save, view, and edit files. And as I said, it just kind of extends the focus of all of Office 2010, specifically for Excel, so that we have different ways of accessing and sharing the information that we want. Lastly, SharePoint has become even more tightly integrated with Office, and it becomes our solution for a lot of things. Excel Services, in conjunction with SharePoint Server 2010, gives us some very advanced functionality. Not only does it give us the ability to publish things securely, both on an intranet or the internet, or a combination thereof, but it also retains full functionality. As a quick example, we actually get to still use the slicers that are available in Excel 2010 if we publish with Excel Services to a SharePoint 2010 server. And if you want to get really creative and really in-depth, you also can create an entire business intelligence dashboard by combining all of your existing database and Excel data along with SharePoint 2010. Not everybody's going to want to do that, and that's okay, but I just wanted to take a few seconds to show you what some of the possibilities are. The point with all of this actually is what we're trying to do with 2010. And specifically in Excel, we're trying to get control of all of that data, all of that information overload, and to turn that data into information so we can understand it and we can communicate it with others. Whether we're using conditional formatting, the ability to work with cross-sheet access or to change the icons to visually change the data, whether we're actually working with the improved data bars, implementing the new sparklines that we have, or even using slicers with our pivot table data, all of these tools are intended to give us easier, faster access to the data that we want and to have it make sense. And I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of time working with data in my life. And it doesn't really do me or anybody else any good for me to invest my efforts in the data if I can't make it understandable and shareable with others. That's what we're looking for with the new features, though, in Excel 2010.